Hello everyone, welcome to the Voice of Guo's TNT Daily. This is Yangzi. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Next, I will bring you the first two news of today. On July 20th, 24th, supporters of the new federal state of China protested in front of the CCP's consulate in Houston, together with other social groups. They kept shouting slogans like "Take down CCP," "CCP virus," and "CCP lies and Americans died," to awaken more people to see the evil crimes committed by the CCP. And our reporter Alexa and Cadenza participated as well and sent photos and footage showing the scene at the site. At the same day, Beijing time, China ordered the US to shut its consulate in the city of Chengdu as a retaliation of the previous decision made by the US government that the CCP's consulate in Houston was ordered to shut. According to China's foreign ministry, the Chengdu closure was a fair response to what happened in Houston. The spokesperson claimed that at the press that the US ordering China's consulate to shut seriously breached the international law, the basic norms of the international relations, and greatly harmed the US-China relations. They said that US must take the full responsibility of the current situation between China and America. He urged the US to rectify its huge mistake so that the opportunity can be created to help both relationships between the two countries to go back to normal. On the same day, the Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi, explained that the current relations between China and US have been with Heiko Maas, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany. He stated that the difficulty of the Sino-US relationship is completely America's fault and its purpose was to sabotage the development of China. And accomplish its goal, the US can take any measures to do it, and sometimes they will not take any limits. Obviously, in the CCP's opinion, if anything glorious happens, it is because of the greatness of the CCP, and if anything goes wrong, it is definitely someone else's fault. Next up, our reporter Xiao will tell you about the tragedy of people who live in mainland China.
CCP officials stopped ambulance entering community causing tragedy. In Kaishan Mingdong community, Urumqi City, Xinjiang province, an ambulance was stopped by the security and the emergency patient passed away in the room. Netizens commented that during the pandemic, local officials are cold-blooded, for they would rather sacrifice the innocent blood than lose their position in the government. The daughter of the victim was crying at the entrance to beg the security's permission to get in. Watch the video for details.
大家看，这是凯旋名都小区，大铁链子锁着，救护车都不让进，导致我妈集结死亡。凯旋名都小区锁着大门，锁着铁链，集结导致我妈死在家里面。我们在外面待了1个多小时不让进，救护车也不让进。疫情期间，大家都在救人，他们却把我妈集结害死，我都不信没有为我们讨公道的。
要是你们社区的主任的爹妈死在家，有病了，你们让不让出啊？让不让出啊？肯定早就拉出去了吧？哎，你们都听着啊，社区的人员害死我的妈妈，急性脑死，心梗死在家里，不让我们进，没有小区锁着铁链，你们去看一下。你们去看一下，哪个乌鲁木小区不让救护车进？哪个小区门口锁着大铁链子？你们去看看。 你们人命赔得起吗？疫情期间，大家都讲究救人法，你们是什么社区、什么领导，今天把我妈害死？我是你们社区主任的爹妈，你们会给他关在里面不让出来吗？主持公道，现在这个事情。
师傅，这是社区，他们领导马上来。
社区没用，社区的人在这干嘛呀？我们的仇，他俩跪下了。 他俩跪下了都不让我们去，
我们先过去嘛，我们先过去。
过去有啥用？他能给我们解决什么办法？能人死了过去能解决什么？能把我妈救回来吗？
人都死掉了，哎。
Thank you for the report. Next up, Alexa will tell you the story of Demin Yang, whose home was demolished after returning from the hospital.
Man's old home demolished when returned from hospital. At July 22nd, a man named Yang Demin, who lives in Nan'an district of Chengdu City of Sichuan Province, mainland China, found out his 80 years home demolished when he returned from hospital. The local demolition office secretly put down his personal property while he was in hospital that had neither granted a notice nor offered any compensation. I went to hospital this morning around 9 a.m. and came back around 10 a.m. and only to find out my home was gone. Someone told me they moved my personal belongings out. However, no one knows where they are. Yang told the reporter there are many people on site, including servants from the local demolition office, police officer, and security guards. They pulled down my home without any notice and compensation. A witness, Mr. Huang, said that Mr. Yang was intercepted by a group of policemen and security guards about 0.3 miles away from his house. When he returned from hospital around 10 a.m., they stopped Mr. Yang from taking any photos or videos of the scene. Mr. Yang has called the local demolition office and the law enforcement agency, however, got no response. Mr. Huang also said that he was gathered around 10 friends to the scene to help Mr. Yang taking pictures and photos. However, later on, he received a call from Beiyu Law Enforcement Agency that threatened him not to help him. Regardless the government line, the massive evictions has prompted public outrage. Mr. Yang's tragic story, just a mirror, reflects how Chinese Communist Party break the law and the Constitution and seriously trample on human rights.
Thank you for the report. Next up, our reporter Reika will tell you about the details of food shortage in China.
Floodwater rages in southern China while drought happens in northern regions. Accompanied by insect plagues in the north, the shortage in corn supplies has reached a historical record. The price of corn has skyrocketed for about 20%. According to the recent stats from the Soybean Association in Heilongjiang, the gap in corn supply in China is more than 25 million tons this year. The vast usage in corn has dropped corn reserves to the lowest point of 15 million tons, the lowest number in a decade. Based on marketing research, both fodder and alcohol require corn supplies. Therefore, the shortage in corn supplies will directly affect meat supplies and the progress of battling with the CCP virus as the usage of alcohols increase. Reuters has quoted someone familiar with the matter on July 21st, stating that the CCP plans to sell rice and wheat to fodder producers to cover the shortage in corns. However, one of the producers said that although they can use rice as fodders, the shelf life of rice is not as long as corns and might result in more costs.
Thank you for the report. Next up, I will bring you our last news today. Beijing, Xinjiang, and now Dalian have entered the wartime state to prevent and control the epidemic. On Thursday, an employee of the seafood processing plant in Dalian was diagnosed. The nearby area was urgently closed and a major disinfection was carried out. Another 190,000 people have to be tested for the virus. Based on China News Network and other Chinese media reports, officials of Dalian Municipal People's Government stated at a press conference on the 23rd that the confirmed patient was an employee of the Dalian Kaiyang Food Company. The company's employees were isolated and controlled, and nucleic acid tests were carried out. 2 more confirmed cases and 12 asymptomatic infection cases were found. The 3 confirmed cases said that they have not left Dalian 14 days before the onset of the illness, and they have no history of contact with people traveling to and from Dalian or overseas in key areas. The authorities have completely shut down the factories, freezers, and 18 directly operated shops of food processing enterprises and collected food and environmental samples from freezers, dormitories, and restaurants, in which many of them turned out to be positive. Dalian immediately entered a wartime state, and the local area took emergency response measures. Starting on the 23rd, 190,000 people in related areas were tested for the virus. a team of national health experts also arrived to assist in response to the epidemic. Alright everyone, that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.